Hello again. Welcome to our podcast, Along the Rock, which is dedicated to the men and women, sometimes younger, of the Sauk Valley, the valley itself and the river that runs through it. I'm Mark Morris. I'll be your host. My guests today are Jill Calkins and Neddie Watts. Jill,
hey,
thanks for coming
yes,
up on
you're
one of the
welcome.
coldest days of 2025 so far. And Neddie, appreciate
Absolutely.
it. And our subject today is the Tri-County Opportunities Council, which has been around seemingly forever. I didn't come up to this area until 1989, and you had already been in business for many, many years. So it's kind of an iconic part of the valley. But why Tri-County? You don't just deal with three counties. And I know you've heard this before, but for those who are moving to this area and may need your services, you cover parts of 9 counties and how many square miles? 5,500?
5,500 square miles. And yeah, so we started as 3 counties in 1965. We were incorporated, and we covered Lee, Whiteside, and Ogle. And then over the years, we have accompanied or added the other 6 counties, and for a total of the 9 counties. So now we're the triple tri-counties.
That's a good name for it. We change those signs right now while we're thinking about it. I understand you also have, just by looking at your website, about 9 programs.
We do. We do.
Those are, of course, distributed among the 9 counties, but some of them, I'm sure, cover more than one county. So,
Yes.
what can you tell us about those, Neddie?
So we have numerous programs to help people. We offer a light heat program to help with utilities, a weatherization program to help with weatherizing homes, Head Start, early Head Start program for free childcare and daycare for children and pregnant moms. And then we offer our foster grandparent program, which is a volunteer program for any elderly individual over the age of 55. And then I run the community service block grant program, which I have I call it my favorite part of my job, is I get to assess the community and then design programs to help. So whatever programs we don't currently offer, I will create programs to help. So I offer programs such as employment, childcare, food, transportation, and then I run all of our housing programs to help those who are either homeless or at risk of becoming homeless.
You mentioned 2 programs right up front, which I think are both very appropriate for this time of year. That's LIHEAP,
Yes.
and also the weatherization program. Now, how do those work if somebody, again, has moved in, they're maybe stuck in a little bit of poverty for a while, and their house needs some fixing up, and maybe it needs heating too, and the bill is simply too big, which happens a lot of times to a number of people.
Absolutely.
How do those 2 programs work, and why is this a good time to be calling you about them?
Absolutely. So our LIHEAP program is our energy assistance program. So they help our customers afford the high cost of energy that our homes often have. And so anybody who is struggling to pay their bills can contact us, and we can do an application. We do have federal poverty guidelines that we have to abide by. It's 200% of the federal poverty level, which is on our website, but we can also give that over the phone if someone's unsure if they meet the qualifications. But if they qualify, if an individual or family qualifies, then they get a benefit that will show up on their electric or gas bill. That will be it'll be added to there, as well as if there's times when someone needs reconnection assistance, we can offer that. So if they have back payments that are due and are at risk of being disconnected, then we can help them stay connected, especially during these winter months when it's very cold and heat is needed. We also, so in the weatherization program works alongside the LIHEAP program, and they weatherize homes. So they do work in homes, insulation, doors. They work on furnaces, replace furnaces, make the homes more energy efficient as well as safe. So they do a lot of work that just brings down those energy costs so that our customers aren't experiencing such high costs.
And I know, I left here about 20 years ago and then came back, but I know that there are a lot of older houses in this area,
Yes.
including all the 9 counties that you guys cover. So that weatherization may be something that a lot of people are doing, but if you don't have the money to do it, this is a great alternative, right?
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, well, what are some of the other things that, besides weatherization and LIHEAP, that we could be talking about? I want to make sure that we mention some contact information, and we'll repeat it at the end of the show. So, get your pens or pencils or computers ready. Phone number, our main phone number, 815-625-7830. And there's also a toll-free number, 800-323-5434. Email is tcoc@tcochelps.org. And of course, we mentioned the main office is 405 Emmons Avenue in Rock Falls. Just a little more information about some of the other programs that are most popular. Either one?
Yeah, I would totally say it's our housing programs right now. Affordable housing is such an issue anywhere within our whole 9 counties, within the whole state of Illinois.
Yeah.
So we have numerous programs to help those who have had any type of a crisis or who are literally homeless, staying in a shelter, domestic violence shelters. We have programs to help get them obtain housing and then help with some case management to stabilize their housing. So those are always very, very popular programs.
And you do have those guidelines you do have to follow.
Yep, correct.
So, are there any new programs that might be coming along the pike for which you might have to write a grant for?
Well, our grants it's funny because within all of our programs, they're all different grants and funding sources throughout the whole entire year. Like for the CSBG program, started January 1st, we started a new water sewer bill program. So to help with those who...
Another one that's been going up real quickly.
Yeah, so to help anybody who has those arrears or to prevent them from being disconnected, I've got a program to help with that. So that's one of our newer programs.
And that is in effect now?
Yep, started January 1st.
Okay, great.
So, yeah.
Anything else start at the beginning of the year? I know that's how legislatures usually work. They say goes into effect immediately or at the end of the fiscal year, the beginning of the new fiscal year, or the calendar year, one of those 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Actually, our CSBG programs are the only program in our agency that has a fiscal calendar year grant. The other ones start in July, some start in April. So we're kind of all over the place in starting those grants. Our early Head Start program is for pregnant moms and children and families with children ages birth to 5. So that's a great option. We offer both home base and center base. Home base for early Head Start, where we have parent-child educators who come into the home and they work with the family as their child's first and most important teacher. So they do assessments and help with the family on the child's strengths and their needs, and they work to develop a plan of action and activities that will help that child develop and continue to grow to their fullest. So.
Sure. Do you work with the school districts on that kind of a program at all, or is this a separate entity?
It's a separate entity. We are in some school districts and public schools. We have a classroom that we rent from public schools. Other places, other parts of our counties, we're in churches. Other places we're in old school buildings. We have our Wallace building in Sterling that has 6 Head Start classrooms and an early Head Start classroom. And so it's just a little bit of everything, but we're a different entity from the preschool for all. Similar services. I would say our services are just a little more comprehensive because we focus on, the nutrition aspect of children, making sure their health and their dental needs are met. And so it's more comprehensive and working with the family to develop goals and build them as a family as well as the child. So. Total package.
The totality of the family. Any bilingual programs that you're engaged in?
We don't have any specific bilingual. We do offer, we do try to hire staff to meet those needs as well as provide our resources in languages to meet the needs of the customers that we are seeing in our service area.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when in doubt, call, get on the computer, and find out what you can find out. And again, Tri-Counties is really, as Jill put it, Tri-counties. You have services in 9 counties, and that includes the original Whiteside, Lee, and Ogle, was it?
Yep.
So
Yes.
that was back in 1965. I bet you guys grew quite quickly.
Yes.
once
I
that
think we were
started.
at I believe we were at 9 counties in 1978, if I have that fact
Okay,
right.
so that's only,
Yeah.
13 years or 15 years, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah.
So, well, congratulations on that. Go
Thanks.
ahead.
I was just gonna say, if we don't have this service to provide for someone's needs, we have a lot of resources. We work with community partners really closely, so we can direct people to the resources should we not have something that will meet their needs. So
Any
it's
connections with any food banks or food
Oh, yes.
distribution centers?
All of them.
all of them.
Okay.
We work in partnership with all, and we actually operate a food pantry in Bureau County in Princeton.
Yeah.
It's hard to think and operate if you're hungry. You're
Absolutely,
hungry all the time. So,
for certain.
well, again, I appreciate you coming up, and we've been talking with Jill Calkins and Neddie Watts from Tri-County Opportunities Council.
Thank you.
Appreciate all your information, and I think sometimes people, you've been around so long that sometimes people, I don't want to say forget you're here, but they just kind of take you for granted and don't necessarily look into some of the programs that may not have been available at one time and are now. Because
Absolutely.
society changes, people's needs change and
Sure.
usually increase, if anything. So,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
thank you both.
Yes,
and,
thank
Thank you,
you.
Mark.
So we'll talk to you again.
All right,
Thank you.
I'd also like to thank our staff for making this program possible on a regular basis. I'm Mark Morris, and I hope you can join us next time along the route.